Hi, so in today's video I've got this idea for a card and I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to film it as I go, and if it works out it'll end up being a video, and if it doesn't then you'll never know basically. So I'm going to use the Forever Lovely stamp set by Stampin Up, which is in the new Spring Summer catalogue, and just to give you an idea, this is how the stamp looks when it's all stamped out. I'm going to be using this element here, which is just 2 stamps, and I'm going to be using this big flower and the leaves, and I'm going to cut these with the ScanNCut. I've done a bit of the preparation work on the card just to save some time. So I'll talk you through what I've done so far and then I'll press on and see how this goes. So I've got a piece of lovely lipstick card which is cut down the middle through the short side, folded in half, so that's just a piece of A4 card. I've got a matting layer to go on top of it, which I'm going to do some stamping on, and this is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. I've got a piece of, that's Whisper White, I've got a piece of crumb cake which I've cut at 5 3/8 by 3 5/8, and I've punched a 2 1/4 inch hole in the middle. And then I've got a piece of white paper which is going to be the insert for my card, and this is cut at 3 7/8 by 11 1/4 and scored and folded in half. I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue on that for now, and that'll just get that out of the way. Then I'm going to slide that in there, centre it up, close that down, and then hopefully when the card opens I've got my insert. So they're my elements, and then I've cut a frame which is going to go on the front of here. And this was cut using a 2 3/4 inch scallop with a 2 1/4 inch circle in the middle, and that was cut on my ScanNCut, and that is hopefully going to sit over there, and then my other elements are going to go on it. What I'm going to do is mask off an area on the side. So I'm just going to use some washi tape, and I'm just going to place this on top just to give me an idea roughly where I want to mask. Make a little dot on my grid paper just so I know roughly where I'm going. Between there and there, and here and here. They're just guidelines for me. So I'm going to move this but keep the white piece in place, and I'm just going to get a bit of washi tape, and I'm just going to de-fluff it on my trousers because I don't want it to stick too much to this white card because I don't want to rip it. I'm just going to mask off the edge of my card, and I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. Basically, I want to stamp this big stamp, which is this here. I want to stamp that across the card so that when this is matted on top, I'll only see the pattern within the circle. I don't want to see it coming onto the white card here. So that's why I'm kind of masking off that area, so that when that's placed back on, I'm only going to have the pattern in there. Hopefully it'll make sense when I do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink up the leaves with the garden green. And I'm going to stamp it where the circle will be. So I want to go across here. but underneath, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put it about there. Press it down. It doesn't need to be perfect, I don't think, because I'm going to cut some more flowers to go on the top. Okay, so that's that. Just cleaning the stamp off. Now I'm going to get the other half of the stamp, position that on my mat, on my block. Okay, now I'm going to stamp this up in Lovely lipstick. Press on that. Lift it up. Just going to clean this block while I've got my Simply scrub out. And then hopefully when that goes over there, you're going to see that through. So I'm just going to peel this away now. So that's how that's looking so far. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put that on one side to dry. I'm going to stamp some flowers and some leaves on these other two pieces of Whisper White using the big flower from the set, which is this one, and the leaves. So again, I'm going to use Lovely lipstick. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I'll stamp a few, and I'm going to cut these out with the ScanNCut. Hopefully. I might get them all on one piece of paper, I might not need that one. So I'm going to use Garden Green and Soft Sea Foam for the leaves. And I'm stamping on top of my grid paper because these are photopolymer stamps and they don't have any cushioning. And you get a better impression if you've got something underneath. So I'm just going to, as I say, I don't know how many of these I'm actually going to use, but I'll stamp a few and see what happens. I think I'll leave it at that for now. So now I think I'm going to try and cut these with the ScanNCut. Okay, so I've loaded the mat. I'm going to use Scan. I'm going to do Direct Cut. I'm going to say a pattern from the machine, and I'm going to leave it on black and white for now and see what happens. I'm going to say OK, and it looks as though it's picked those up, so I'm going to isolate the area by dragging in the red handles. I'm going to come into the icon that's got 2 circles and 2 arrows. I'm going to take the outline distance up to 0.04 and I'm going to ask the machine to cut it and see what I get. And they appear to be cut okay. I'm going to unload the mat. Just bending the mat slightly so that they pop off a little bit easier. Okay, so bring in the elements to my card again. So this is what I'm thinking of. I want to put that over there. I might pop it up. And then I'm thinking that I'm going to place these around here somewhere. And then pop the leaves underneath. You know, tuck them in. And then I was going to put my greeting up there. So I think before I do anything more, I'll stamp the greeting. And I'm going to do it in crumb cake, I think, on the crumb cake card. I'm just going to stamp it on my scrap just to see what it looks like. And I think that'll look okay. So I think I'll put it up here. That looks good. And I'll clean that afterwards. So I think for now, I'm going to put some 3D foam on here, or dimensionals as Stampin' Up call them. That will be enough. And just while I'm doing this, by the time you'll be watching this video, Celebration will still be on. So for every £45 you spend out of any of the catalogues across the Stampin' Up inventory, you'll be able to get yourself a free item from the Celebration catalogue. All the information and links are on my website. Well, that's what I need to do. I need to put that on before I do anything else. So I'll get some glue. I'm using the Tombow liquid glue. You don't need a lot of this stuff. It's only in a small container, but it's quite mighty glue. So you only need a tiny, tiny little amount. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to turn it over and just rub it from the back. So now, let's see how we go. Put that one there. Pop this one up as well, I think. It's going to have lots of dimension, this card. And then I'm going to, I think, just tuck the leaves in. So I think I will use glue dots for these. And I think I'll stick with the dark ones. Oh. Pop that under there like that. I don't know whether to use another one there or not. Should I put that one in there? I think I might. So that's how we're looking now. And then this is going to sit on the front of the card. And I think I'll just stick that on flat. I'll use my wet glue again. And position this. I think that looks okay. Press it down from the back. All right, I might add a little bit of Wink of Stella. Give it a little bit of sparkle. So there, what do you think about that? So that was just Lovely Lipstick, Whisper White, Crumb Cake, the Forever Lovely stamp set. And as I say, celebration is on. Every £45 you spend, you'll get a free item from this catalogue. So all the items and everything that I've used today will be listed under the YouTube video and will be in the accompanying blog post for you with links directly to my shop so that you can go and buy any of these items. The only one you won't be able to buy is this particular scallop, but there are punches, I'm sure, in the Stampin' Up catalogue where you can make your own with a scallop and then a circle. So please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.